Hello everyone. So today we're going to be talking about a character who had a good run in the 80s and was a classic villain that we all grew up with. And of course, we're talking about Mumm Ra. Now, Mumm Ra is the main antagonist in the original series of the Thundercats. He demonstrated absolute mastery of magic, and he often uses the mutants of Plundar as pawns in his scheme to defeat the Thundercats. The original intention was to steal and utilize the power of the Eye of Thundera, and in one episode he actually got the Star of Thundera as well. However, this swiftly shifts to a series-long determination to destroy the Thundercats outright, the Thundercats being the only threat to his power at ruling Third Earth. Now, according to the opening show's narrative, Mumm Ra is a sorcerer as well as a demon priest. He is actually an ancient native of the Third Earth and is serving as the undead focus for the ancient spirits of evil, which are four godlike entities of nearly unlimited power. But their influence is limited to the Black Pyramids that are found on either the Third Earth or New Thundera. Outside of either pyramid, they can only interact with the physical world through Mumm Ra. Now, these ancient spirits provide him with immortality, and it's granted through his sarcophagus, and he gets it through perpetual servitude. Mumm Ra usually resides in his Black Pyramid as a withered, corpse-like being, although he can alter his form by reciting the following incantation.
Ancient spirits of evil, transform this decayed form to Mumm Ra, the ever-living!
This transforms him into a muscular fiend who menaces the Thundercats with episode-long challenges before being driven back into his sarcophagus once again. In several episodes, Mumm Ra has shown that he has an even more powerful form beyond Mumm Ra the Ever-Living, which is called the Mumm Ra the All-Powerful. Now, in this manifestation, Mumm Ra absorbs the entire power of the ancient spirits of evil to become grander in size and strength. In another incarnation of the character, he is calling himself Mumm Ra the Dream Master, in which he is able to enter the dreams and subliminally influence all of the Thundercats in their sleep as a form of mind control. Now, Mumm Ra is regarded as an immortal, and when defeated or quote-unquote unalived, he simply returns to a sarcophagus. Mumm Ra cannot stay destroyed, as he often states during nearly every episode, quote, wherever, whilever evil exists, Mumm Ra lives. Now, initially, Mumm Ra cannot stand the sight of his own reflection. If he catches even a glimpse of this, he reverts to his mummified form and flees to his pyramid. However, eventually, the ancient spirits of evil allow Mumm Ra to get rid of this vulnerability when they revive him, following his failure to harness the power of the Star of Thundera. His only limitation then after is how long he can stay away from his sarcophagus. Now later, Mumm Ra is shown to have a blue bulldog companion named Mammut, capable of flight and supernatural feats of strength and or speed. He is generally evil, though some episodes depict him as having some sympathetic qualities. Now, in the Windstorm comics of Thundercats' origins, heroes and villains, Mumm Ras Origin is set in ancient Egypt. He was once a member of Pharaoh's council, and he was a most loyal advisor. The friendship made with the Pharaoh was so close and enduring that the sovereign actually considered him part of his family. Now, his real aim was to overthrow the royal power of his Pharaoh in a sort of coup d'etat and become the ruler of the land. Now, to achieve this goal, he invoked the presence of the ancient spirits of evil for the first time by using 4 magical runes, each representing one of the four evil beings. Now, once the spirits appeared, he requested a small part of their power in order to defeat the powerful Pharaoh's army. In exchange, he would rule all of Egypt in their names as a humble servant. The ancient spirits agreed to help him, and he was invested with evil powers, becoming an immortal sorcerer and a demon priest in their service, while his entire body is mutilated into a kind of a cadaverous gray form. Now, knowing about this betrayal, the Pharaoh immediately faced the monstrous and grotesque being. Now, Mumm Ra orders the Pharaoh to bow down and proclaims himself as the new master of the realm. Nonetheless, the Pharaoh's son confronted him and quickly managed to outmaneuver Mumm Ra in battle. And without being aware that Mumm Ra was actually immortal, the Pharaoh spared him the fate of dying at the stake for his own treachery. Considering all his years of service, as the Pharaoh instead granted him a merciful religious death, being locked as a mummy in an onyx pyramid's giant burial chamber. Now, as for the Pharaoh's son, knowing about Mumm Ra's never-ending life, he took joy in imprisoning him for apparently all eternity. In the darkness, Mumm Ra begged for help of the ancient spirits once again, but they denied it due to his incompetence. Instead, they ordered him to build 4 large statues on the chamber to praise them, a task that would take at least 600 years to be accomplished. Only then they would grant him the power to break free by turning him into an eternal and overwhelming warrior, capable of defeating any pharaoh. Now, this all happened before the TV storyline ever had started, and at some point he actually fulfills the work, receiving the ability to become Mumm Ra, the ever-living. Unable to accept death, Mumm Ra turned to the ancient spirits of evil for a way to live forever. Mumm Ra is seen in the series as pure evil, but not completely without compassion. He shows some emotion towards his pet, Mammoth. He is now a sadistic and scheming, cunning, ruthless, callous, and somewhat remorseless character, who always seems able to anticipate betrayal from the mutants and is, therefore, not hesitant to do the same. Now, Mumm Ra only has one true weakness, and that's his own hideous reflection, which neutralizes his ability to remain outside of the Black Pyramid and forces him to withdraw back to the Black Pyramid as his emaciated mummy form. However, as the second season begins, the evil spirits eventually overcame this problem. Now, as far as powers and abilities with Mumm Ra, he is a rather unusual character as a villain. Yes, he has the normal power-up, as most villains did back in the 80s and 90s, but this character actually comes with a whole new other level that was totally new back then. While Mumm Ra is an absolute master of both arcane and clerical magic, he possesses nearly unlimited knowledge of and experience with numerous mystical arts from all corners of the universe. He can summon them to assist him in almost any manner he chooses, like levitation, energy manipulation, teleporting himself and others, causing violent weather, summoning monsters, moving objects, hypnotizing his enemies, creating force fields, necromancy, transmogrification, and astral projection. And that's all on top of being immortal. But on top of all of that, if that's not enough for you, Mumm Ra can assume alias forms to deceive the Thundercats, and he did it on numerous various occasions. Some of these are Plum Ra. Now, he uses this bestial appearance to rescue Chitara and trick his way into the cat's lair. He once formed himself into a swarm of locusts and into a giant locust towards the end of the episode. He once turned himself into a troll who tricks Lion-O into attacking Tigra and breaking the Sword of Omens. He took the form of an old frail Vulcan looking for shelter in the episode The Evil Harp of Charnin. He even took the form of an injured Burble in order to trick Snarf into letting him inside the cat's lair, and also called himself the Dream Master and could be in dream form. He actually uses his power to influence the Thundercats' dreams. In one episode, he actually takes the form of Lion-O. The only difference in the character was the red outfit. Otherwise, he looked just like him. Now that is all we know of the character of Mumm Ra. We think this character was awesome when we grew up, very Monstar-esque, but we still really enjoyed it, and we still do to this very day. Anyway, you have a great night, a great morning, a good evening, whichever. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really do appreciate that around here. Also, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think of this video, and maybe even write down in the comment section what video that you would like us to make of what character, and we'll see if we can't make that happen. As always, Excelsior.
Yeah.